getting more complicated by the day, it seems. But what about HIPAA rules and regulations? How could the prosecution have skirted that?
Sure. Well, HIPAA violations are basically privacy of one's medical records. And to some extent, this issue is about that. The defense noted the HIPAA violations, but really it's about whether or not the prosecution cheated. Because if they're cheating in this, what else are they cheating in? The defense is alleging very serious misconduct against the DA's office. And from what it appears, they can prove it. Number one, that the prosecution submitted a fake subpoena to Aetna that had a fake court date. When you issue a subpoena, you always have a court date there. Number two, they threatened Aetna with if they didn't comply with sanctions, you better give us this information or else. And number three, they told Aetna, just send it to our office, don't send it to court. Whenever you issue a subpoena, you always direct the issuer to send it to court. And that way it goes through a judge and both sides are aware of everything. And none of that happened in this case. I mean, could that be these violations cause for dismissal here, or at least dismissing some of this evidence that are in these medical records? It could be, but, I got to put on my defense attorney hat here. I am a defense attorney. I have, a lot of experience. Usually judges treat prosecutors like favored grandchildren or something. They use kid gloves and that's why we have a lot of prosecutorial misconduct in this country. Wow. So the defense is asking for suppression of any evidence that the DA finds related to this material that looks like it was found or received improperly, and they're asking for dismissal. I don't think the judge is likely to do anything about it. Maybe a slap on the wrist, maybe stern language to the DA's office. Keep in mind, the DA's office has already been caught listening to attorney-client privileged phone call here, and nothing really much happened. So the defense is alleging this is more the same pattern of misconduct. Yeah. How does this kind of play out for the jury? If this evidence is used in court, is there a disclosure on how it was obtained, or does it influence the jury in any way? Probably very little. Even if the judge were to keep it out now, suppress it, probably if the prosecution needs it during trial, it'll come in one way or another. They'll be able to argue, well, the defense did this or that and open the door, and now we get to what we were ordered to not use, now we get to use it. That's basically the bottom line. So I don't see it. Whenever the prosecution screws up, there's sometimes maybe a jury instruction. It's usually with late discovery. The prosecution can, generally speaking, get discovery to defense attorneys late and nothing happens. There's usually maybe a line that you get to argue in jury instruction, something very generic. The one side may have gotten discovery to another party late and prejudice them, and you get to argue it to the jury, and usually it's big whoop. The jury doesn't care, nobody cares. So there's usually very little accountability. How does this all play out in a high-profile case? I understand your point that the judges kind of, treat these prosecutors with kid gloves, but when it's so high-profile, so many people are following it. Luigi Mangione has a fan base behind him. Does it speak differently? Not really, because it's high profile, because this is a murder charge. I mean, somebody was killed. There's very little crimes that have that are more heinous than murder. I mean, the allegations here are very, very horrific, basically gunning someone down in the street. So yes, while he does have a fan base, the accused here, the judge will not want to be seen as being soft on crime. So the judge is going to be more scared of public sentiment about a perception of being soft on crime than really being usually stepping into the shoes of a judge, the role of a judge, which should be to protect the Constitution and to make sure that the system is fair. Right. Now, defense attorneys are there, and we argue every day, judge, the prosecution did this, the prosecution did that. You have to hold them accountable, and very little happens. So I predict more of the same for this. I don't know this judge, but I know I have a lot of experience in criminal defense, and this is usually how things play out. Attorney Joseph Tully, we thank you for breaking all that down for us. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Moving on now, the House has passed a